Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Come on in, have a seat, subscribe. Welcome back to another edition of Typhoons TV. This is episode number 19. We're flying. Season is moving. Things are, we keep telling you, fantasy football, two things about fantasy football. It never sleeps, never stops. Three things. It never sleeps, it never stops, and it's a living, breathing. Marlon Mack goes down, Jonathan Williams comes up. Hey, you got to get him, plug him in. He can help. All we're trying to do is win one game. We'll worry about next week. You know what I'm saying? All we're trying to do is win this week. A lot of folks are in playoff mode. A lot of folks have got buys. I got buys in all the leagues that I care about. The three leagues that I care about. Three leagues that I really care about that I'm in the buy, and one of those has a first round buy. But anyway, hold on. Getting ahead of myself. First off, I'm the Fantasy Typhoon. Who am I? Fantasy Typhoon. Subscribe, comment, like, follow me on social media, Google or Bing, the Fantasy Typhoon. Hit enter. That's my whole page. That's my footprint. That's how I've been all over the industry. That's how you keep up with the Typhoon and things I've done in the past, as of course things that I'm planning on doing in the future. Got a lot of things that we're planning on going down in the future, but right now I don't really want to reveal some of those, because a lot of those are just ideas. We have a lot of ideas. We're innovators here. We kind of, we might be small. Things we do small, viewership might be small, but we hit the right people. The right people come in, peep us, and then recycle and put it out into the masses. So we're kind of the originators. Whatever I do here, I originate, and if I don't, guess what? You get credit. Something we're doing here, from Typhoons TV, we like to give a quote. This one comes from Henry David. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Again, success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Repetitive. I got to hit you 3 times so it'll stick to your cranium. Success usually comes. I want this in your mental lobe. Your frontal lobe. I want this in your frontal lobe. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. One more. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Like, let's just say, for instance, now let's flip it over to fantasy football. I give you life lessons and then flip it to fantasy football throughout the show. So our mantra, our theme is success comes to those who has their nose down, grinding, and boom, just happen to look up, boom, Tyreek Hill, no-brainer deal is in your inbox because the other owner is panicking for the fact that, the headlines says he broke his son's arm. You got a sweet deal because everybody in your league knows you and how you operate. They know they can get a deal in with you quickly. He wanted a quick deal. Boom, got Tyreek Hill for less than nothing. Why? Success usually comes. I wasn't looking for it because I had my nose down grinding. I was too busy looking for it. Next thing you know, Devontae Adams comes knocking on my door. Success comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Wasn't looking for it. Next thing you know, Darren Waller comes to the roster, comes to Team Typhoon. Wasn't looking for it. Boom, he just happens to join. Deshaun Watson, wham, just happens to come to Team Typhoon. Who else came in and helped change the game? Team Typhoon. LaShawn McCoy. Used him sparingly. You don't have to be every week. Look, we just trying to win a week. Now you got Damian Williams down. Now LaShawn McCoy is vaulted up to the top of the chain. Got Miles. I got Miles Sanders. Jordan Howard went down. He's up. Frank Gore is no longer starting running back. Devin Singletary, I got him. He's up. Drop Brian Hill. That experiment was done after the first After the first rodeo, I threw him out there like that. Like I told you, fool me once, shame on me, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame. That anything else after that, that's my fault. If I'm thinking, if I'm thinking starting David Johnson, if I'm thinking, you know, that Kenyon Drake is not real, all right, you've just found out. Now Chase Edmonds comes back to the mix. So now David Johnson is done. Now back to Brian Hill. I ran him out there. First time, okay. That's all I need. Thank you. Bye. Dropped him. Why? Why keep him? Why keep him on my roster? That's all I want to know. Why? We don't want media. We want studs. We want to dominate. We don't want mediocre talent sitting on our bench waiting to bubble. Plain and simple. I can find Brian Hill anywhere. Let's see. Picked up Jonathan. Matter of fact, dropped him. Picked up Jonathan Williams. The new flavor of the month. You see what I'm saying? Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. But anyway, looking at these. Let's give you date and time stamp. 6:41 p.m. November 30th, 2019. Man, Thanksgiving, Thursday just passed, sitting back watching the games. And you sit back, you watching these little young QBs come in, they slinging. They are outperforming Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins is the worst looking QB right now. I'm talking about Jeff Driscoll came in looking better than Haskins. What's the guy, Blow? Whatever his name is, that bagged up Driscoll. Stafford went down. We already told you, common sense. It's his bag. So he's broken bone spurs or something in his bag, right? So how is 7 days? Remember they were saying, well, we're just going to rest him 7 days and he'll be back next week. How the heck is he coming back next week off a back? Backs don't heal in weeks. That's what we keep telling you. We're ambulance chasers. If a player gets hurt, yes, sir, Typhoon's coming to get him. I'm coming to get a discount. Coming to work something out. If I can't get him, I can't get him. Hey, I tried. But there's two types of injured players we do not touch. Backs and concussions. No, backs and concussions. Stay away from backs and concussions. If a player has a hurt back, stay away. Now, if for this instance, I picked up Tyler Eifert off waivers for free, he's pretty much a plant. Carry him over into the next season, let it roll over. Talking to my Dynasty Keeper folks. And then when he becomes a FA, boom. Let's see what Belichick does. That's all he's there for that one purpose. If he gets picked up by New England, bam, now I got a little piece I can add in on something to help me. Because he's not staying on my roster. Either way, if he doesn't get picked up by New England, it's easy. Boom, it's a quick drop. I need that space. You see what I'm trying to say? Now, if he does get picked up by New England or a team that utilizes the tight end a lot, boom, Typhoon, new money. Found money. Looked on the ground, bam, that's two $100 bills on the ground. Something I can use. Not like Brian Hill, which is a 5 cent, on the ground. That's what he turned out to be. So, you know what I'm saying? We're not looking to pick up the 5 cents on the ground. We're picking up the $100 bills that are laying on the ground. Tyler Eifert could. I'm not saying he is. These are success comes to those who are too busy looking for it. Just picking them up, just trying to see what happens down the road. Tyler Eifert could. It's a strong possibility he's going to the Pats. Strong. First round pick. Yes, he has ran him through a 32-point process, but his back. Remember, backs and concussions, he's a back. But I didn't trade for him. I didn't go out or acquire somebody with a bad back, is what I'm saying. Picked them up for free. If somebody with a concussion on your wire, Jordan Reed or something like that on the wire for free, hey, it's a different story as opposed to bringing them into your organization, bringing them into your fantasy organization with a bad back or a concussion. Like guys been trying. what trading deadline pretty much is off in all my leagues now. So, but the guy was shopping me Cooks, Brandon Cook. I mean, what am I going to do with Brandon Cooks? One, I don't want him. You know what I'm saying? What good is he to me? Brandon Cook, even a healthy Brandon Cooks, I don't want him. I don't want Brandon Cooks. He does nothing for my roster. He's a waste of time. You know, he's a Duke Johnson. He's a waste of time. Why do I want to sit there and hold that year in, year out? Get him off your roster. Go get you one of these rookies coming in. You know, it's time to cut bait with all this fantasy. You playing fantasy football. You know, that's my line, y'all. I made that up. Don't play fantasy football. Fantasy football meaning a fantasy that's in your head that will never come to fruition on your roster. He's sitting there year in, year out, year in, year out. You won't cut him. You won't trade him. Nah, we got big plans for him. Like Laquan Treadwell. Nah, we're not cutting. It was clear. He was done. It was clear. Get rid of him. Get something while you can. I'm sitting there trying to get him, and the guy's like, nah, I got big plans for him down the road. This was his second. This was his third year. I'm trying to, hey, I'm throwing you a second. He wouldn't take it. So, in other words, sometimes too, the best trades in your dynasty and keeper leagues are the one that you never make. Sometimes the trades that you never make are the ones that turn out to be so beneficial for your fantasy teams going forward. But yeah, these young QBs out here are just slinging it all over the yard. You got Kyle Allen out there proving his worth. You got Gardner Minshew came in, proved his worth. You know, all these backup QBs are showing better than now. Like I said, when Dwayne Haskins first came out, I was a truther. I was in, but I told you he guy's raw. He should not play a down this year, and he's not ready. And then on top of that, the guy is, I don't know, man. He wants to be more of an icon, more of a Tom Brady, more of a star, as opposed to putting in the work. Peyton Manning put in work to be able to read those defenses like he did on Sunday. That came through years and years of preparation, of work, film study, you know, sitting down with offensive coordinators. That came through years and years of preparation. Success came to him because he was too busy to be looking for it. That's what happened to Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. Those guys put in man hours to get that good. You see Deshaun Watson trying to put in those man hours. I don't see Dwayne Haskins. The dude can't even come back. The dude over there taking a selfie when he should be in the game. You tell me he's engaged and locked and loaded. Now, a lot of folks say, hey, man, that's nothing. Give the guy a break. All right, give him a break for that. Okay. That's exactly why he is that's exactly why he was over there taking a selfie in the first place, because you've been giving him breaks. Well, let's cut him a break. All right, cut him some slack. All right, cut him some slack. What next time he might be in there eating a hot dog, and is, you know, he might be already in the locker room. There's no awareness there. There's no football love urgency. It's all about, I just want to be a star, but I don't want to work for it though. You know, I don't really want to work to do it. You know, it's just like me. I want to be one of the number one analysts, but, you know, I really don't want to put in the work to do it. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean I got to study? I got to look at film. I got to actually look at the numbers. I got to go back and do research on this stuff? Nah, sorry. I just want to sit back and talk about football. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? It's a difference, man. He is the picture perfect of a millennial quarterback. That's a millennial. Sorry, millennial. Not all millennials. But, you know, I don't know. He just wants it. He wants the fame without work. You got to put the work in, dog. As you can see, all these other little quarterbacks are coming in. I would take over Haskins easily. So as you can see, I'm out on Haskins. And it's not him. I mean, it's not his skills. It's him. And, these are little bit of tidbits that we as the media, we don't get. When those guys sit down with these players with the 15, 20 minutes or whatever they have at the combine or during the pro day, when they bring them in for a workout or whatever, the time they get to put them on the whiteboard and kind of see their brain. Just sit down and have a conversation with them. That's why a lot of scouts go to the bars, the nearby bars near the campuses, to see, what these guys do when they come in. What kind of person is he when he comes in here and starts drinking? Scouts do that. Scouts are looking for every little piece of information. Now, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think it was revealed on Ryan Leaf. He came in, he was a heavy drinker. He got drunk all the time. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it does give you just that little piece of information that if you would have known, talking about us now, because we don't know. As much as we claim we know as analysts, as fantasy football, especially in the fantasy football industry, as much as we claim we know about the player, all we're learning is stuff from is regurgitated stuff from Schefter and ESPN, just basic knowledge. That's all we really get. We don't get the curtain pulled back where we can sit down and talk to that person for about 10, 15 minutes and just get an idea of, man, who is this guy as a person? Speaking of Mr. Trubisky, these guys are coming in, man. These guys can come in right now and start for the Chicago Bears. But hey, Cowboys play them this Thursday coming up. So let me shut up before Mr. Trubisky come out there and look like Josh Allen did against. Josh Allen looked good against us, by the way. Josh Allen, man, that McDermott dude, and what they're doing in Buffalo is so underrated. They are a team that's under the radar, and it looks like they have their head down, too busy, looking for it. So success is coming to them because they got their head, the whole team has their head down, grinding on the grindstone, and then look up, boom, we just beat the Cowboys. Because they were too busy they were too busy grinding, preparation, getting ready for the win that, boom, when they went out there and did it, they beat us with ease. It looked easy. And bringing up Devin Singletary, if you do your research on the guy, you might not like this 40 time, but when you did your research, you saw the guy love football, and then on top of that, you watch him, you get the little, man, it's everywhere. You can find this stuff. I'm not the only one who just can find it. There's no secret. These little 2-minute videos are out there of them right before they go on the field. Whatever Frank Gore has on, Singletary has on the same attire as Frank Gore. Frank Gore go this way, Singletary is right behind him. He goes over here. Wherever Gore bends over, Singletary bends over. Gore does a push-up, Singletary does a push-up. Gore goes out and talk to Adrian Peterson, hits him on the shoulder, hey, talk to my boy. Whatever Frank Gore does in preparation before the game, in practice, he is following Frank Gore around, getting every piece of knowledge he can from Frank Gore. That's what you want. You're not worried about a 40 time. We want folks who are dedicated to football, who love football, who want to be great, because those are the ones who's going to find success. Because success usually comes to the person or player in this instance. Now I'm talking about the player who's too busy looking for it. Singletary is too busy to be looking for success. He's grinding. This time next year, man, that dude is. All right, anyway, let's move on. But just wanted to touch on these little young quarterbacks. Dwayne Haskins, not developing. there is a slim to none chance that you can develop him. I would pick another quarterback coming up and just go ahead and trade him off if it was me. But it is what it is. I guess I'm just GM from the sidelines. I'm sitting on my couch on Thanksgiving. I'm not playing in the Cowboys game. I'm not on the sidelines. I'm not helping with the game plan. I don't know what's happening in the building. So that's why I try to let me get on this and then let me get out of this. Let me get on the Cowboys for a minute. My Cowboys. Now, like I was telling you, a couple of podcasts, a couple of Typhoons TV episodes ago, Jason's done. His ticket was written on the Minnesota Vikings game. I already told you then, he fired himself on the Minnesota Viking game due to the simple fact that the player on the field didn't know the situational football. He wasn't prepared. Jason Garrett came out and told you publicly that I didn't prepare him, which is what he's supposed to do. He fell on the nail. He fell on the bullet, but it's his fault. Now, then you turn around and then you lose. Who we lost? We lost after that. After Minnesota, then we turned around and lost to somebody, or we beat somebody. I don't know. Then we turn around and lose to the Bills. Bills beat us handily. But what do you see from us? Same AB gap, stretch, and power. Now you're starting to see just a little bit of game planning. It's too late now. It's too late. It's too late now to start using Zeke and on screens. Too late. Should have been doing this years ago. Zeke should have been. He got a couple of screens on the Lanahan, but clear example of what we are not doing is what Minnesota did to us. Minnesota came in and used Dalvin Cook the way we should be using Zeke. They gave us a one-on-one public presentation on how to use your running back against that type of defense. All right, what you saying, Typhoon? All right, our defense, Cowboys defense, is very aggressive. We don't have a real good pass rush, so we supplement that through Sean Lee, Van Der Esch, and Jalen Smith. Those are kind of like our enforcers to get to the quarterback because Quinn, DeMarcus Lawrence, and the boys are not really getting to the quarterback like we really wanted to. So we don't really have a pass rush. So in order to supplement for that pass rush, we have to get aggressive. Vikings looked at our tape. This is aggressive defense. So let's do some misdirection. So in other words, they saw what we were trying to do, what our strength was, and turned it into a weakness. And they used Dalvin Cook to do it. All right, so when we're lined up, there is shotgun. Dalvin Cook's, they're in shotgun. Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins in shotgun. Dalvin Cook's right here. Right? So the ball is high. Dalvin Cook is running off into his little route. Cousins is focused this way, like he's getting ready to throw a bubble screen to Stephon Diggs. So he's holding the ball. He wants the rush to come. You see what I'm saying? Please rush me. While he's stepping back, as he goes back and looking this way, remember Cooks is over here in the flat. They're using our aggressiveness against our strength. Now it's becoming a weakness because they know we can't get to the quarterback. So we have to bring more than what we really want to. So with that being said, now Jalen Smith, Sean Lee, and Van Der Esch are all trying to get to Cousins. Cousins, right when he's backing up, and right when they get to Cousins, he flips over, throws a little, just a little dub, just a little dump off over to Cooks. He's gone about 40, 50 yards. They're gashing us. They're using We don't do that. Our offense do not take advantage of anybody's weaknesses or take advantage of anybody's strengths that makes it a weakness. We just run the same thing playing Miami. Okay, how you doing? All right, let's run it. Same game plan. All right, come out. Houston Texans. Okay, all right. Same game plan. Minnesota Vikings next. Are we looking at their weaknesses? No, same game plan. Boom. Buffalo Bills up. Are we going to change anything? Nope. Same game plan. Dallas Cowboys do the same thing on defense and do the same thing on offense every game. There's no creativity. There's nothing there to make you say, okay, I see you. Like, let's say, for instance, and I'll say this and I'm out of the Cowboys. If you watch Shanahan and the 49ers, if you watch that play, you could tell he was waiting to do this on Green Bay. Soon as Green Bay scored, he was like, okay, you think you coming back on me, sucker? That's just what Shanahan's saying. You think you coming back on me, fool? The fools think they coming back. All right, came right back. All right, they kick off the ball back to San Francisco. San Francisco getting the ball clear. Run the ball a little bit, setting it up. I'm getting ready to gas you is what he's saying. All right, boom, cover one, got him. Waited till they got into what he was waiting for. Cover one. Came back. Boom. Play action. Garoppolo is in the pocket. Nobody around him. Because linebackers are stuck now. Thought it was a run. Everybody came up. Kittle put him out on a post route. Like a 79-yard touchdown. Kittle's wide open. Garoppolo's wide open on the throw. No pressure at all. None. So that just goes to show you that you have a coach who is paying attention to the little details and nuances of what each team is doing, and then he's in the lab counteracting their strength. That's what Shanahan's doing. But, But anyway, this is it for Garrett. And I don't like to call for a coach's head. He did it in Minnesota. He got fired in Minnesota. It's all just finally working its way out now. But, all right, now let's just go over some quick hits like I did on Down with the King podcast. Let's see. Now, like I told you, I do have a little bit of piece of source. Nothing huge, but I do have some people in there that will give me stuff that normal folks don't get. And I was talking with one guy, and he was saying because they get the full, each player has a chip in their shoulder pad somewhere on their person. So when they're out doing their activities, they're being tracked. No matter if they're blocking, they're running like a little fade route or out route. All their speeds are being calculated into the generator. Now, I'm just talking to the guy, and he was like, hey, man. He was like, hey, Typhoon, guess what? I was like, what? He's like, guess who the fastest Typhoon? Guess who's the fastest tight end in the league? As far as the chip in the shoulder, whether he was blocking or whether he was wide open on the field, whatever, at some point in time, this wide receiver has reached the highest miles per hour. This tight end has reached the highest miles per hour of any tight end recorded this year. Guess who it is? Darren Waller of the Oakland Raiders has reached the highest speed of any tight end this season. Just a little tidbit I just want to throw out there. It was surprising. Now here we go again with Drew Lock. He's getting the start. I can't say what's going to happen. I'm thinking disaster. But, I don't know. Who knows? Elway has the question is, has Elway finally found his quarterback? Man, he's been looking. I think he would take Minshew now that you see them. But now that like we were telling you a couple of Typhoons TV ago, he has a certain mold he wants. He wants John Elway Jr. That's what he's nitpicking. That's why he can't find a quarterback. All right, so now it's official. It's the Drew Lock show. Sunday. It's Drew Locks. It's Drew Locks. It's Drew Locks game. Will this be a disaster or not? I'm thinking disaster, but hey, let me just pause for a minute. Is he better than Kyler Murray, Gardner Minshew, Drizzle, or whatever it is for Detroit, or Blow? Even Duck for the Pittsburgh Steelers is serviceable. With a little bit more development, those guys with a little hands-on and development and a chance at a starting role, one of those guys could turn into a franchise quarterback, or at least a good bridge until while you look, you got somebody in there holding it down. Now, I was telling you earlier, stay away from backs and concussions. Now, I was talking to my doctor about Cooks, because I told you I had Cooks in my inbox. So before I even thought about him, even countering with something low, I talked to my doc. Here's what my doc said. Doc said his first concussion, what Doc said basically, if he gets another concussion within 90 days, he's Jordan Reed. He also said something about concussions that I don't know. You may know it, but I really didn't. I kind of knew it, but really didn't know it. Now I know it. The more you get concussions, the easier the second one can come. So Cooks has already had a serious concussion this year. Doc saying it's easier for him to get another concussion now. And if he gets one in a 90-day window, he's got 90 days. That if he gets a concussion between now and the end of the year, he's Jordan Reed. Why would I trade for that? So in other words, if I were you, if Cooks comes out and if you make it, because he is easier, he is more susceptible to getting a concussion now than he was 90 days ago, the first concussion. So now that he got that one, now it's even easier to get another concussion. So he could just fall down on the ground hard and hit his head. It might be a small tap to all the other players on the field, but to him, he could get a concussion. He could be blocking and get a concussion. You see what I'm trying to? The door is open for him to get a concussion now that he already has a serious concussion. So, Cooks, I know trade deadline is over and you kind of stuck. Once trade opens next year, get rid of him. Take what you can get, man, and go. Don't hold. Don't sit there. Yeah, Cooks, he's a strong part. No. The signs are all pointing to Cooks being Jordan Reed. Get out. Let's say if he doesn't get another concussion and continues to play, he's not doing nothing. Go ahead, cut your losses. All right, I was wrong on Cooks. Don't do like Ryan Pace and Mitchell Trubisky and continue to hold on. Cut your losses. All right, I was wrong on that. What did I do wrong? How did I misevaluate him? And then move on. All right. Well, I said I want to get off the Cowboys, but there's one thing that I need to say about the Cowboys, though. And in this I'm talking to Jerry now. So, now, Jason's been there for about 10 years, got 2 playoff wins. I tweeted out the thing. You look at Bill Belichick, been there 18 years. Got 32 playoff wins, 6 Super Bowls. Then you look at Sean Payton, been there 12 years. Got 19 playoff wins, Super Bowl. Then you look at Tomlin, kind of the same. Got a bunch of playoff wins, Super Bowl. Then you look at Pete Carroll was in there. He was a long tenure coach. I think he's the same as Jason. 10 years. Got like what 19 playoff wins and a Super Bowl, two Super Bowls, Super Bowl or two Super Bowls. I can't remember how many bowls he got. Did they win two, or they went to two and lost one? I can't really remember. But anyway, he got a bowl. Then you look at Jason Garrett with all those big boys. I'm leaving out another coach. There's another coach that I should have mentioned that's in there that got a Super Bowl and a lot of playoff win. Jason Garrett, 2 playoff wins. Why is he there? Like they say on social media, he fired Jimmy Johnson. He fired Tom Landry, but he won't fire Jason Garrett. Why won't you fire the dude? You know why? Because he's doing exactly what Jerry wants him to do. Jerry is out. After the game, Jerry sets up his little place. He does a little press conference. Right? And during this press conference, after this Buffalo game, I listened to Jerry's press conference. Jerry said he just came out of the locker room speaking to the team. What the heck you doing speaking to the team? That was Jimmy Johnson's problem. Jimmy Johnson said, no, you can't, after the game, I don't care whether we won or lost, you can't come into the locker room until 15 minutes after I'm finished. You know what I'm saying? Because, Jerry always wanted to take credit for everything. Jerry wants credit. I mean, he's Jerry, man. He's a billionaire. If we win a game, he wants the light. If we lose, he'll give the light to Jason. That's what's happening. He's close enough to get the win, to get, the accolades for the win, but he's also far enough away that when we lose and things go south, he's not his fault. Well, I put the players on the field. It ain't my fault. I got us. I'm the GM. I got us those blue chip players. I paid Zeke. I did what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Jason is a puppet. He can't win and he can't lose. He can't win. Jason can't win. So now, what coach is going to come in and do what Jason's doing under those strenuous circumstances for a head coach? He's a puppet. Kind of like what John Dorsey did with Kitchens. Kitchens is a puppet. Kitchens not ready to coach any football, but he didn't buck up. He won't buck up to Dorsey and what he's doing as far as bringing in and out players. He'll just all right, Dorsey, you just do your thing. I don't care what happens there. You just do you. He won't buck up. Man, why you do that? I don't want him on the team. You see what I'm trying to say? So now it's easier for Dorsey to do his job now that he has a puppet as a coach. Same with Jerry. It's easier that's why he's been there 10 years. It's been easy for Jerry to do what he does, do his press conferences, address the team, kind of be hands-on, when actually all you're doing is just crippling and undermining your coach, that he can't really, his message won't get through. Why? Okay, after that loss to Buffalo, Jerry's in there giving a speech. All right, so now after Jerry leaves, they're looking, well, who are you? Why should we take anything you say? So in other words, Jason should want to leave. Jason should quit. Jason, you know what? I'm tired of this, man. I'm out. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's why Jason's been there so long. He's the fall guy. So now, for us to win as an organization, I'm talking about the Cowboys, for us to get this together, we need a coach. Number one, Jerry, shut up and get out my locker room. But is Jerry going to hire a coach? So it's all up to, so in other words, as Cowboys fans, we're playing ego with Jerry. It's his team. He can do what the heck he wants. You know what I'm saying? The man bought the team, man. It's his team. He's got us looking good. Stadium looking good. He's got us number one. He's got us the number one franchise as Forbes 500 or whatever. We are the number one sports franchise ever. We cost the most. He's good at that. Jerry's world is ready, man. Jerry is a seller of tickets. He has the Cowboys as far as a national brand better than it's ever been. Just look at Goodell. Goodell can get those TV rights and make those owners money, but as far as being a real leader, as far as of what he's supposed to be doing, he can't do that. He can raise the money though. He can put money in your pocket, but he's not a good commissioner or anything else. Now, let's say we do get rid of Jason. We're not bringing in, all right, let's say Rex Ryan, come on in. What? You going to come in here and talk to my players? You're crazy. I don't want this job. Rex Ryan's not taking that job. Mike McCarthy. What? You want a what? Man, I don't want you. I don't need you talking. This is my team. No, I need you to shut up. Sit in the box. So it's going to have to be another young coach coming from college up that really don't understand the logistics of an NFL coach. So Jerry can still do what he wants, do his press conferences, come in, talk to the team, still acting like he's part of the, he wants to be part of it. So the man just wants to be part of it. And he's destroying it by being a part of it. You see what I'm trying to say? So good luck. Good luck with that. But until Jerry shuts down his little show, and stays out of the locker room. Now, I ain't saying he can't go in the locker room, but don't go in there making speeches like you the coach. Until Jerry says, all right, man, I need to step back and let somebody. I'll pick the players, and I'll keep my mouth shut. If he can do that, just let somebody come in and run the show as far as the coach. We can get us a real good coach that can take us somewhere. Then, because he'll have control of the team as far as the who they listen to. The buck stops with him. They don't have to go around him. Well, like let's say if Amari Cooper say, hey, I'm not getting enough targets, and why would he go to Jason? He would go around Jason's back. Hey, Jerry, I'm not getting enough targets. Instead of coming straight to Jason. Hey, I'm not getting enough targets, Jason. All right, Jason, all right, I can do something about that. Why go to Jason when you know Jason can't do nothing about it? So Amari would be like, look, man, y'all didn't give me any targets against Stephon Gilmore. You gave me 2, and now everybody looking like Stephon shut me down when you only gave me 2 targets. You know he didn't like that. So he can't go to Jason. Jason can't do nothing. Because Jerry is the one giving the speeches. Jerry is the one out talking with the media. Jerry is the one that's putting his stamp on he is in control, not Jason. So that's got to change for us to get a real coach. But anyway, I'll talk about this and then I'm out. Lamar Jackson, boy, I'm still a Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson isn't learning how to play quarterback. He already knows how to play quarterback. Lamar Jackson is learning as he go, and it's beautiful, and it's sexy. Boy, he is he quick. He got to be the quickest player in the NFL. I'm talking about stop quick. He'll look at the lineman coming, and just boom, just get out of his arm's way and just look at him like, you thought you was gonna tackle me? He's just having fun with him. He knows you're not gonna. I'm too quick for you, dog. There's nothing you can do with me. But here's what I want to say. If I'm going to give a guy MVP, can you come from behind You down 17-0 or you down 14 points. Is the game over? I'm giving an MVP to a guy who can't come back. No. Uh-uh. They're out in front all the time. That's the key. That's the key to Lamar Jackson. He can't get. He can't give up a lead. If he comes out and that's why Baltimore comes out first drive. They try their best to go ahead and get 7-zip. Harbaugh knows. They know this, but we as fans looking at it, and it's sexy. It's sexy. But when it's time to get back there and throw the ball and come back as a quarterback, when your team is down, can you put that team on your back and come back and get a win? Can't do it, man. He can't do it. Now, I talked to a coach and asked him, I was like, hey, if you were in the NFL and you had to plan for Lamar Jackson next year, like I told you, all teams know what divisions they play next year. They just don't know what time they play them and what day and where or whose stadium, if it's a home or away game. Excuse me. But as soon as the Super Bowl is over, every team in the NFL know who their 16 games are. They just don't know when their bye week is. All that stuff is unknown. But they know who they play. So after the Super Bowl is up, let's say you're a team sitting back and you got Lamar Jackson on your okay. Oh, we're one of the 16 teams that play Lamar Jackson this year. All right, so now the defensive coordinator now is digging in. Oh, okay, they're doing it. He's doing it inside instead of outside. So now the defensive coordinators are brainiacs, man. Those folks are geniuses. Sean McVay came out last year. Boy, that thing looked good the first year. All right. All the teams knew they were playing him during the offseason. All right, what's McVay doing? What is McVay doing? All right, that's what he's doing. We stopped this. We stopped this right here. That's the key. The key to his puzzle. We can slow this down here. It slows that down. It slows that down. Boom. We can contain this offense. They look horrible. Now, I'm not saying Lamar Jackson's going to look horrible next year, but we don't know. All I'm saying is, talking to the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, this is what he said. He said, during OTAs, he would start then installing extra 15 to 20 minutes on read option. Then. He would solve the problem between February and rookie draft. He's in the lab figuring out how to stop it. All right. Once he gets the recipe, then he's going to start implementing it right at rookie draft. Once those new rookies come in, those defensive guys, he's right then is where the preparation starts, taking an extra 15, 20 minutes and dedicating that part to Lamar Jackson. Every practice from that point on until they play him. So from May 1st? Was it April? Whenever the draft is, the end of April, beginning of May, all the way until, let's say if they play next week, which is what? Let's say if they play Lamar this week, like the San Francisco 49ers, for instance. Ever since OTA, let's say if fast forward to 2020, we're in week 12, and Lamar Jackson plays the San Francisco 49ers. Week 12. So on OTAs until week 12 game, they have spent every practice from OTAs until week 12, they have been spending an extra 15 to 20 minutes specializing on packages for Lamar Jackson. Just to get the repetition down, just so everybody on the defense knows what they need to do and what their assignments are to shut down Lamar Jackson. That's That's what's going to happen next year. So they're going to spend a whole lot of time, a whole lot of man hours preparing to shut down Lamar Jackson this time next year. Can he do it again? I know Russell can. That's why Russell's my MVP, period. I know he can do it. Week in, week out, on anybody's field, wherever he is, whether he got to leave, whether he got to come back, it don't matter. Russell's going to do it. You know it. And you know it. Even if they play the Cowboys and we kick off about a minute 45 left, Russell got no timeouts. They're down 4. I know we're done. I know it. And I'm a Cowboys fan. I just looking at the game, I'm like, oh Lord, he getting ready to get us. And you know they need to score 6, not a field goal. That doesn't change any of philosophy for Russell Wilson. I know when the game is on the line, that's the MVP to me. When the game is on the line and when you got to get the win, when you really need that win, can I depend on Lamar Jackson or can I depend on Russell Wilson to go get me the win? That's MVP, man. It's not sexiness. It's sexy what he's doing. It is beautiful. That is beautiful. But he's always in front. He's always has a good padded lead. He's playing with house money. Is comfortable. Look at Russell Wilson. He's doing his stuff in fourth quarter and overtime. That's when, he raises to another level. And you know what's getting ready to happen. You know it. But everybody right now is voting Lamar Jackson for the simple fact it's pretty. They're voting on the sexiness. Sexiness is not for me. I'm not looking now. I want they can have sexy plays, absolutely, because they're ballers. But that's not my MVP. Is not how sexy he plays. It's can he do it when nobody else can do it. That's the MVP to me. Russell Wilson is the MVP of the NFL this year. It's not Lamar Jackson. But hey, it is what it is. Who you like for your MVP? Comment. Subscribe. Hey man, it's time for me to get out of here. It's the post-Thanksgiving edition. November 30th, 2019 at 7:27 p.m. Google or Bing the Fantasy Typhoon in your search engine. Hit enter. Hey, that's my whole page. That's how you track everything that I've done and everything I am about to do. Pre-launches and everything. You can see that. Fantasy Typhoon on Twitter. Just get at me. But you know what it is. Don't just win. Dominate! We go.